Good morning. Welcome to the Hawthorn Cottagecraft Podcast. Today is Monday the 31st of December 2018 and this is episode 30. I'm Kate. You can find me on Instagram as Kate_Hawthorncottagecraft, on Ravelry as ARunnerBean, and we have a Ravelry group for the podcast called the Hawthorn Cottagecraft Podcast group. And there you'll find show notes, any knit-along news and just general chit-chat. And there's also an Etsy shop which is Hawthorn Cottagecraft, and that will be reopening in mid-January. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It's lovely to see you again and spend time with you here in the cottage. And if you're new, you're very, very welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here and feel part of this community. I hope you have your cuppa and that you're ready for a chat. We have so much to get through today and I'm glad that you're here with me. Before I get into the knitting, I wanted to discuss a couple of things with you. The first of which is the Ullin Knit Retreat. Emma, who is Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company, and I are hosting a retreat here in Northern Ireland from the 1st to the 3rd of November 2019. We have released lots of details about it so far on Instagram, and we wanted to let you know that the bookings will go live on the 4th of January, that's this Friday at 10 p.m. GMT. You can find details about the retreat on our Instagram pages. Both of us are putting up the information there, and as well you can find the information on the Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company website, and I link that here and I link it in the show notes. That's where you'll find most of the information. It's all kept together there, and that's where the bookings will go live on Emma's website, Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company. And the information there will tell you the cost, it will tell you what the cost includes, it will tell you about travel arrangements, how to get there if you're coming from further afield. And it also tells you about our amazing speaker who is coming to host a few of the sessions at the knit retreat, and that is Aidan, brother Aidan, who is the knitting monk. And we're very excited that he is going to come and talk to us about creativity and what creativity means to him and to us, and how we can really channel our creativity and use our creativity in a way that is meaningful to us. So all the details are on the Woolly Mammoth Fibre Company website, and as I said, keep an eye on my Instagram page and on Emma's, and the tickets go on release on Friday night, the 4th of January at 10 p.m. GMT. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the knit along that kicks off tomorrow. It's really a knit along, crochet along, a make along. And it's been hosted again by myself and Selma, who is Selma Knits on Instagram and Little Big Knits podcast. Last year, I think it was, we hosted the Garments Galore Cal, and we're doing that again this year. It's a cal for all adult garments, no accessories, so it's not shawls or hats or gloves or socks. It's garments, and they have to be adult sized. Any garment, it could be a skirt, it could be sweaters, it could be a dress, it could be trousers if you're brave enough. Any adult garment. And we're hosting that from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So it's a year-long knit along. You have plenty of time. You can hop in when you want to this cal. Works in progress are allowed as long as before tomorrow they're less than 50% complete. You can include one that maybe has been languishing in a bag, as long as it's less than 50% complete. There will be a chatter thread in both our groups on Ravelry, just a general chatter thread. You can talk about what you're wanting to make, what you're making, maybe if you have any problems, queries, difficulties, share them in the chatter threads in both groups, and someone hopefully will be able to help you out. There will also be a finished object, a general finished object thread in both groups, where you just, whatever garment you complete, and double dip in both groups. You can also double dip in other garment knit alongs that are other podcasters are hosting, as long as it's within their rules. You can double dip. Feel free, double dip everywhere. general finished objects thread in both groups, but there will also be 2 finished objects threads, one exclusive to each group. In Selma's group, there will be a finished object thread for any garments that are knit for men. So it'll be any sweaters that you knit for a man in your life. That will be hosted in Selma's group. In my group, there will be a finished objects thread for any yoked sweater or any yoked piece of work. So it can be a colour work yoke, it doesn't have to be colour work, but it has to have a yoke feature in the garment. So that will be in my podcast group. And then in May, the 1st of May, there will be another thread opening up, which will be in both, finished objects will be in both groups, I think, again. I think that's what we're going to agree on, but Selma and I will discuss that. It's the 1st of May, and it's for any summer garment. So it will be any garment that is made with plant fibres. Now, I'm not sure the percentage, we have to settle on that, but I think from Selma's knit along last year, I think it had to have at least 40 or 50% plant fibres, but we'll let you know what that is, that number is. But it will be a plant fibres, and it will run from the 1st of May until the end of the CAL to accommodate people in both hemispheres. So there's a lot that can be done. There's loads of time. I've been planning and thinking. I have a couple of garments that I need to finish. One of them definitely can't fit into the CAL because I think I'm slightly more than 50% done. Not sure what stage my Kate cardigan is. It's been languishing for a while, but I'll have a look at that. But there are so many new sweaters that I want to knit. I have so many plans for, can't figure this out that way. All this yarn. I would like another few garments before I go to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. My mind is buzzing. It's finding the time, but I'm looking forward to really diving into that this year. I did a count last year for my garments, and I knit and completed 8 garments, I think. So I want to challenge myself to beat that at least by 1 this year. We'll see how that goes. But please join in. We're looking forward to this CAL. There will be lots of prizes at the end. I already have some yarn that I'll show you in the next podcast. Actually, it's back here, that I'm keeping for the knit along that has been very, very kindly donated. If you're a maker and you would like to donate to the prize fund, that's brilliant. We'd really appreciate that. But please join in, have fun. If you've never knit a garment before, give it a whirl. There are plenty of people within the community who will help you with any issues or any things that queries that you might have. But please join in. It was really good fun the last time, and we're really looking forward to it this time. So that starts tomorrow on the 1st of January, and I hope that you can join in. So following on from the Garments Galore CAL into FOs, I can show you a garment that I have completed. This was my Breakwater, or is my Breakwater Sweater by Cecily Glowick MacDonald that I began on my journey to Rhinebeck in October. And I showed the completed garment on Vlogmas, which I took part in and really enjoyed during December. And I think it was around day 16 or 17 that I had it finished and wore it for the first time. So if you want to look back at that, you'll see it there as well. But this is a raglan sweater, as I said, by Cecily Glowick MacDonald. It was top down. I knit it in John Arbon Harvest Hues and in the pomegranate colourway. And the Harvest Hues is a fingering weight yarn that is 65% organic Falklands Merino and 35% Zwartbols. And it's just the coziest sweater, but a very light sweater. It doesn't feel too heavy, and it's just nice at this time of the year. I've layered it up with a little vest top today, but I've also layered it with a long sleeved top so that it can be warmer on colder days. I knit it in the second size, and I used a 4.5mm needle, which is a US 7, and a 3.75mm, which is a US 5. And I'll insert a couple of photographs of it here where you'll get a better picture of the colour and what it looks like. What I love about this sweater is its simplicity. I love the shape of it. It's just so simple. It has a little bit of shaping at the waist, and the 3/4 length sleeves I'm really enjoying. But I love the fact that it is simply a raglan stocking stitch sweater and is so easy to wear, but it maintains a little bit of interest with the woven stitch that is around the neckline and that is at the cuffs. And it just breaks it up a little bit, but it is just such an easy to wear sweater, and I certainly will be making another one of these. This is, I don't often, I've never made a second garment from the same pattern, but I think I will in this case. I really like its shape and, as I said, just its ease to wear. So that is my first finished object. I have one other finished object to show you, and that is my Christmas socks for this year. These are my Pebbles and Pathways socks that I began, I think it was November the 25th. It was end of November and very early for the Christmas decorations to go up, but it was the day our Christmas decorations went up in the house, and the reason I started them that day is because of the colourway of these socks. The colourway is Hot Chocolate, and it's a Legacy Fibre Arch yarn. This is their label. And it's the Cozy Toes base, which is 80-10-10 Superwash Merino Cashmere Nylon. And the colourway was Hot Chocolate, based on the Polar Express, and we watch the Polar Express every year on the day that we put our Christmas tree up and the Christmas decorations. So I began it then, and I finished it, I think I finished them on Christmas Eve morning, or maybe the night before. I think it was Christmas Eve morning, but it was very touch and go whether I'd have them finished for Christmas or not. I genuinely thought I wouldn't, because I had set them aside to do another cast on, which I'll show you in a few moments. But I got them finished and I love them. The pattern, as I said, is Pebbles and Pathways by Marceline Smith, and I'm sure you all know Marce, who is Hey Brownberry, and this is her beautiful sock pattern, and it really was a joy to knit this. For me, it was very unusual in that I knit the socks from toe up. I'm normally a top down knitter for socks, but I knit them from toe up, so I had to revisit. It's a long time since I've done Judy's Magic cast on, but I'd used a tutorial which I'll link again in the show notes on YouTube to do that, and it really was simple. And I did enjoy the fact that once I got past the heel, I could then knit as much as I wanted for the leg. Normally but although I never use a full skein of yarn, I'm always careful in how much I'll use in a leg if I'm doing top down, because the foot size never changes, but I'm always worried about the leg length, if that made any sense. This time I was able to get the feet done and then just work through the leg. Rambling. But I think what I love about these is the texture and the garter stitch panel, which goes up the front and back of the sock, and it just gives it that different bit of a feel. I don't think I've ever used garter stitch in that amount in a sock before, but I really love it, and with a little bit of cable that runs up and down the sides. They are beautiful socks to work on, and if you haven't tried or seen the Pebbles and Pathways socks, I highly recommend that you do it. It's so well written, the pattern, and very easy to follow. So that was my other FO for the month. One of the things I enjoy about this holiday time and this season of the year is the knitting time. There's dark winter nights, and with the holidays and that take place, everybody's off work and school, and there are no routines or commitments at this time of the year. So there's plenty of knitting time, and I am really, really enjoying that. And I hope everybody and all of you have been enjoying some crafting time and just enjoying your creativity at this time of the year. So I've been working on quite a little bit, and one of the things I've been working on a lot, and that obviously I can't show you very much of, is my beta knit for the fibre company. I am knitting a pattern called Heritage Coast for the fibre company for their Foundations Spring Summer 2019 collection, which will be released in early spring, and it's a very, very exciting collection, and I know that you're going to love everything that you see in it. I am thoroughly enjoying working on this project, and I've got a lot done. I'm quite well up the body. It's a bottom up project, and I'm fairly well up the body of it now, and I hope to have it finished within the next couple of weeks. I have to have it finished in the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to be working really hard at it. But I wanted to just show you this colorway that I'm working with. I'm working with their Luma yarn, which you may know, and the colorway is Aegean, and I find it quite, in the photographs it comes out, some people think it's blue, some people think it's green. It's a greeny blue Aegean sea colour way. It's a teal green in my opinion. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the stitch definition of this yarn. The yarn, as I said, is Luma, and it's a 50% merino. It's 25% organic cotton, 15% linen and 10% silk, and it's a double knit, and it's just, the stitch definition is beautiful. There's a warmth in it which will be great in the spring and summer on cool nights, but the drape that comes from the linen and the silk is just beautiful, and it's light. It doesn't feel a heavy garment, and I mean I've quite a lot of body here, but it's just a very light drapey fabric to it, and I'm really, really enjoying it, and I can't wait to show you it in its finished form, but you'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a surprise, but I adore it, and I'm looking forward to getting it finished. The pattern, as I said, is Heritage Coast, and it's by Verena Kors, and it will be released in the early spring. Another work in progress is a cast on that I put on the needles on the 22nd of December. The Gentle Neder, Nicole and Sarah from Fibre Trek are hosting a knit along in their podcasts for the Hedge Witch shawl that was cast on December the 22nd when there was a full moon, and this continues until January the 21st, I think it is, when the new new moon comes out. And the pattern is, as I said, the Hedge Witch shawl, and it's by Wolf and Fawn Knits by Nat Red Wolf, and it's a beautiful pattern. You can see a little bit of it there. I don't know if I have a better photograph of it, but it's a very, very cozy knit. Can I show you it without? There we go. This pattern is available on Ravelry, and it's a 2-colour shawl, and it's, it is worsted weight. So I decided to knit mine in Let Lopey, so it's going to be a really, really cozy shawl. And the 2 colours I am using are these, 9418, and it's showing up there, I think more is grey than blue, but it is blue, a denim blue. I suppose there might be grey undertones. And the oatmeal, which is 0085. So this is the basis of my shawl. This is the main colour, the blue, and I'm still in the first section. because I got it started and worked on it and then put it down for my cardigan again. But the texture of it's lovely. It's showing up there. So it's a triangular shawl. And as I said, I'm about just over halfway through the first section. And it's a very meditative knit, which is what you want at this time of the year, and relaxing. And the pattern, once you've done a couple of rows, the pattern's in your head and you really don't need to think about it or refer to it again. I just keep my stitch markers in the middle so that I always get these stitches in the right place. Just a couple of bulb stitch markers. But it really is a very relaxing knit. So if you're interested in taking part in the KAL, go and look at the Gentle Neders podcast or Fibertrex podcast and their Instagram pages, and you'll get all the details for the KAL there. I think it's just a very relaxed informal KAL, and it's lovely, and it's been lovely to see so many people get involved in the Christmas Eve cast on, and that's I've always taken part in that and really enjoyed it. But this year I wanted something a wee bit different. I didn't need more socks in the needles because I already had a pair which I've been working on, and I thought I haven't knit a big cozy shawl in a long time, so I'm really enjoying this. And I think when this blocks and the Let Loopy blooms, it's just going to be really cozy. Excuse me. I know that with the halo, and particularly when the Let Loopy blooms, it might take away a little bit from the pattern, but I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact that it's not as crisp. I've seen it in other people knitting it in other yarns, and the pattern is very crisp in it, and it's lovely. But I quite like the muddied's not the right word, but the softness of the halo with this yarn, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it washed and blocked. So I work in this section and then I move into, I think the next section's this colour. And it's just a really pleasant knit. I'm knitting it, I'm using my Luca needles, which are 5mm US 8. I'm enjoying my Luca needles. I got them last year and I've talked about them on various occasions. I really enjoy the needles once they're together. I've found once they are joined, the joins are very smooth. My needles are a bit hit and miss sometimes when I'm joining them. Some of the connectors don't seem to connect particularly well, and I've had to use a wee bit of force and maybe even get Peter to try and get them to connect for some of the cables to some of the needle tips. But once they're actually joined, they're brilliant, they're fantastic needles. It's disappointing, I think, in that the quality of some of the joins isn't good when you're joining it. But I love the look of needles, and I feel as though they suit this project. It's very important to match your needles to your project. I like it. So I'm really enjoying this project, and I'm going to keep working at that. I'm going to, I think, work at it today when I sit down to relax with everyone else and watch some more Dyer TV. So that's what I've been working on. I've also gone back to a pair of socks that I'd cast on a while ago. I think I cast these on a few months ago and then set them aside. And these are my morning coffee socks by Kay Litton, who's the Crazy Sock Lady. And I had started these, I got this yarn a long time ago and I've lost the labels. It's Bergère Gummy, and someone asked me on Instagram what the colourway was. I don't have the labels, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the Imprim Beige, which is this one. I looked up loveKnitting.com and it is available there. And it's the Imprim Beige is the patterned one. And I think this one's called Chair. Now I don't think there were any available on Love Knitting, but that's, as far as I know, that's the colourways. As I said, it's a morning coffee sock, and that is basically what I'm doing. I'm knitting them when I'm having my coffee in the morning. So it's a 1x1 rib, and then it's just a little simple 6-row repeat. And it just breaks up the monotony of a vanilla sock. And it's one of those socks where you just want to keep getting another repeat done, and it works up quite quickly because of that. So I have this first one I've just turned the heel, and I've set it aside because I'll go back now to this colourway. And I had started the second one, and I want to get it to the same stage. So we're working in it at the moment. It's a tangle of ends. 64 stitch cast on, 2.5mm US 1.5 needle. And I just think it's turning out to be a really lovely little pattern. Pink, pale pink isn't a colour I would gravitate to a lot. I knit a hat recently in it, and I like it. It's just not something I wear a lot of, but I really love the pattern in these socks. There's a certain amount of self-striping in it, but it's not a self-striping yarn as far as I would be concerned, but there is a bit of striping there. So I'm really pleased with those, and it'll say another morning will get me to the same stage of getting the heel flap in with these. So that's what I'm working on. Lots on the go. I'm just trying to clear up things, get things sorted out for the start of the new year. I talked on one of the last Vlogmas episodes that I had picked my word for 2019. I don't set resolutions because I'm not very good at keeping resolutions, but I have a word that kind of I keep for the year. Last year was balance, this past year has been balance and quiet, and I've semi-achieved that, maybe not as well as I would have liked. So I'm carrying that on under the umbrella of the 2019 word. 2017 had been challenge, 2018 was balance, and 2019 is reclaim. And for me, it covers reclaiming that balance that I had so wanted to get this year, and that I need to work at, and I just need to claim that back. I want to reclaim my health and fitness because that has slipped over the last year. My fitness has slipped badly over the last year, and that affects my health, and I know if I get the fitness back, the health will come back. So I'm reclaiming my health and fitness. I'm reclaiming my creativity and my love for my creativity. Sometimes when you feel as though you're under pressure or obligations, you can lose that, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm reclaiming that and taking time to enjoy that. One of the things for the balance that I want to reclaim is the quiet. I had talked about it on a previous episode where I feel as though I need to take time out occasionally. So I'm reclaiming that. My weekends will be social media free. I will try and spend my mornings in the quiet and just ease myself into a day, and that's all part of the plan. And that just affects everything. I think that just makes life that much easier for everyone. If I have that sense of balance and quiet and feel ready for the world, then everybody in the house, it kind of feeds to them too. Part of the quiet mornings, I'm taking time to revive my gratitude journal. I had started that last year, and I kept it going to about mid-October actually, where one day, every day I pick one thing to be thankful for, and there are days when that can be hard, but we can all be thankful for one thing. And one sentence, it's not a major essay, so it's one thing that I'm thankful for. I got this as a gift from a friend for Christmas. She also bought me the nice mug I had at the start. I'm not a colourer in, but what I like about this is it's a weekly. You can take all week to colour in one picture, and you can jot notes or ideas. So I'm going to give that a go. It'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. That's one of the kind of things that I'll start with great gusto on January the 1st, and we'll see how it goes. But I would hope to try that as part of my morning routine, and I think that's part of what it is. It's getting into a routine. That was one of the things I got for Christmas. I got a few things for Christmas that I'm hoping will revive creativity and help me enjoy things. I didn't get a lot of yarny things. I had got a Buku bag. You know, I love my Buku bags. This is one of mine. And I had got a handbag actually when I was away in October, but I wasn't allowed to have it until Christmas. So I got it at Christmas. It's actually the same design as this, but it's a handbag. So I got it. But in terms of yarny things, one of the things I got in and around Christmas, which was part of my Christmas present, was this yarn from the Cozy Knitter. And it's, the Cozy Knitter is a Canadian based dyer. And the colourway is Lumberjack. And you know my love of all things Canada. So I'm looking forward. I'm actually going to keep this yarn. January is my birthday month, and this is going to be my birthday cast on. So I have to wait a few weeks, but I'm going to try and get all the other socks cleared off, and then I'm going to really enjoy casting these on my birthday. And my friend Holly, who I spend time with when I'm in Ottawa, had sent a Christmas card, and she had put a little stitch marker in it, and it's a Canadian coin. It's a Canadian cent. So, couldn't be more perfect. So that was part of what I got for Christmas. And another couple of things that I want to show you that I got were books. I did get a few books. I have all the rest of the making magazines, and I wanted the new one, black and white. And I wasn't sure when I got it what I would think of it, but I love it. And there are so many knitting patterns in it this time that I want to try most of them. The Tree Light by Jen Steingass, isn't that just gorgeous? That might be one of my yoked sweaters for the Garments Galore Cal. I really love the Marled Pullover by Ashley Yoisling. That is just so pretty. And just the patterns in it are stunning. I think there was another one that really caught my eye. I can find it now. I can't find it now, but there are lots of knitting patterns within this that I love. There are lots of other kinds of patterns, sewing patterns that I meant. Oh, I found it. It's the Murray cardigan by Ella Gordon. There are many other things within this book. It's a really interesting book to read. There are sewing patterns, and one of the projects actually used if I can pronounce it right, sashiko embroidery. And I first saw this, I think, on Fibertrex podcast, and funny enough, I got the Ultimate Sashiko source book for Christmas as well. So I'm really looking forward to delving into this. I have a couple of ideas for this already, and the patterns in it are beautiful. Again, it's simplicity. You can make them as complicated as you want, but I like the simple, clean lines. There's no fuss. So I'm looking forward to delving into that. And the other book that I had my heart set on and which appeared for Christmas is the Knits About Winter by Emily Foden, who's Viola Yarns on Instagram, and who's a beautiful yarn company. So this is gorgeous. This book is just a joy to look at. The photography in it is beautiful. I don't know if I could manage to live somewhere like this when it's so cold, but the photography and it just makes me want to live there and to huddle around a lovely stove and drink lots of coffee and knit all the time. And there are a few patterns in here that I have my eye on. One of the patterns that I really like is a cardigan. And again, if you go to the Gentle Neder, Nicole's getting mentioned a lot here today, her and Sarah of Fibertrek. I think Nicole knit this, and I love this. It's an oversized cardigan, and I actually would like that as much as for the house, to wear in the house as a cozy knit for home. I don't think the things we wear in the house should be shabby either. So I have lots of ideas and lots of plans, and they'll fall in somewhere along the line. A lot of people are making up their Make 9 for 2019. I'm not doing that. I have ideas in my head. If I'm the kind of person that if I make a plan and then don't stick to it, I'll beat myself up about it. So I'm not doing the Make 9. There are ideas percolating in my head of what I'd like to make, but they're not set in stone. If I write them down or put a photograph up of I'm going to make this, I'll feel obliged to make it, then I'll not want to make it, and it'll be a disaster. So I'm not going to do that. I'm enjoying looking at everybody else's, mind you, and it is giving me ideas. So I did really well at Christmas with some gifts there that are going to feed the creativity for 2019, and that I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into. I hope you've all had a wonderful holiday, whatever you celebrate, that you've had a lovely peaceful time, that you've had time with family, that you've had time to rest and just recuperate and be ready for the new year. And can I wish everyone a very happy and healthy 2019, and I'll see you very soon.